Welcome back. The Old Pros is a theater and educational group that works to bring quality stage and musical productions here to Laguna Woods Village. I'm proud to welcome Old Pros themselves, Lee McMorris and Nancy Brown. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Old Pros in general. How did it start? What's it all about?
Well, Old Pros started many years ago, long before I came. And it is charged with putting on, or it charges itself, shall we say, for putting on shows of all different kinds, from skits to 3-act plays to variety shows. And we do it primarily for our own constituents, for our own club members,
Right.
on a monthly basis. And then about 2 or 3 times a year, we have put on a major production. What the schedule is going to be this year, because of the past 3 years, we don't know.
So
but
to
we're
be
working
determined. You'll get to that soon enough.
So
you guys have a fun show coming up, right? That you want to talk about, July?
yes, we have one. We're trying to bring alive stories from the publishing club and the annual anthologies. I joined it this year, and I got to reading their book, which is quite a handsome one. And what I love about it is the fact that they have put it in a print that we can read easily, and that I thought was a nice gift to our members. But I found about several stories. I found about 15 stories and poems and memoirs of them that I thought would make a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful program. And so I got to putting them together and got a hold of Nancy Brown, who is the president of the publishing club. And she connected me with the authors who were quite happy to have this done.
So Nancy, when Lee came to you with this idea, what'd you think?
Well, I think it's a great idea, partly because our club just in the last couple of months has really started collaborating with other clubs. We have done that with the PC Club for a genealogy topic. And when Lee approached me, I thought this is a great opportunity, especially since some of our members are members of the Old Pros and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense for us to help each other in getting the word out to the village.
Yeah,
Right. And there's
so-
multiple platforms that, if you think about a Harry Potter book, which turned into a movie, which turned into a video game, which turned into a experience at Universal Studios. I mean, there are certainly multiple ways to tell a story and have people kind of feel it and be part of it.
Well, the Old Pros, when we got together and we're talking about it, we figured we were all recovering from the pandemic, regardless of what anybody says that we've gone past it, we haven't. And so working with the other clubs, we wanted to bring the members back to the clubs because many of them were still hesitant to return. So the Old Pros has started working with them already. We provided some entertainment as well as promotional work for groups such as Concerned Citizens, College Club, Video Club, and now, thankfully, the Publishing Club. And our production is going to consist of about 11 players acting and speaking in 15 short presentations from the works of 9 authors. Some stories have been adapted into playlets. There are also short poems, amusing and some quite thought-provoking, and some memories well worth sharing.
Okay. Nancy, what would you say is the most challenging part of kind of turning something that wasn't really meant at first to be a stage performance into that?
Well, one of our members, who is a member of both clubs, has actually hosted a program we call Storytelling in September. And it is just exactly that our authors take a piece of their, that they have written and tell their story, read their story, share their story. This year, storytelling is being taped in the video lab. There's another collaboration. And then we are going to show it at our monthly workshop and invite people from all clubs. And of course, anybody in the village is always welcome to come to our workshops.
Yeah.
Do you hope this to be first of many collaborations with the publishers?
We hope so, because there's, heaven knows, there's with some 8 years of publications?
We have been publishing this since 2015.
Okay.
And I've only been with the club for 3 years. And I do need to give credit. I do want to give credit to my predecessor, Peggy Edwards, who was everything for the publishing club for the first 10 years. Mm-hmm. She founded the club. She did everything with the club. And when several of us started working to edit Village Stories in 2021, we said, this feels like a board. So that's when we created our board, and here we are, and we're really expanding. We have 100 members. We've doubled our membership in the last 6 months. So
Well, we're coming out of the
They're emerging. So Lee, it sounds like you have an embarrassment of riches in terms of stories and the backlogs that you guys will be able to work with, right?
But that's it, actually. The stories most of them came from the current issue, but also I went back to a couple of other issues to look for, and found a couple of absolutely marvelous things in it. And the marvelous thing is, it's not merely memories. There's one author who is dealing with AI, and that is, the stories are excellent.
Oh, terrific. Yeah. Do you think some of the publishers, now that once you get into this a little bit, maybe they'll start thinking in those kinds of terms? Okay, I'm writing this as a story, but how could I make this work as a stage or a presentation? You think they'll kind of maybe start from that starting point in the future?
Well, I know I have.
Okay.
I found my great-grandmother's 580-page typewritten manuscript that was unknown to me in 2020. And when I started reading that, I thought, this is a story that has to be told. And in the next 18 months, when we were just shut down for the pandemic, I worked on publishing that, and it is definitely a story that is a made-for-TV or a potential movie. So I'm very excited about that.
That's terrific.
And I'm sure there's others.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be more to come, and we'll have you guys back on. Wednesday, July 19th at Clubhouse 7. Doors open at 6:30. It's Old Prose Presents the Publishing Club stories. So we'll look forward to that.
Well, come, and we also serve some refreshments as kind of a lure.
Get it in the doors. Well, thank you both, Nancy and Lee, for coming on the program. We really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Michael.
you.
We come back, we'll tell you some more stories of Monday Movie. Stay with us.
Okay.